Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I am Joey Wright, joined by my good friends Jeff Bell, Jagger May, and Devin Knotts. And we're going to be here with you every Sunday game day from 10:30 to 11:15 to answer all of your fantasy football related questions, all your start sits, your trades, waiver questions that will be way too early, I guess, for that, but we'll still answer them if you have them. But that's not all. We are just the first step today at 11:30. Dave Kluge, Alfredo Brown, an injury expert. Adam Hutchinson will be here to take your questions as well. Guys, I just said a lot of stuff, but how are you doing today?
I'm good, Joey. It is week one. It's time to go. And you know, we're getting our rankings drowned out. We're ready to go this week, and certainly ready for some start-sit questions. Want to help everybody get ready for those lineups.
Absolutely. And Devin, you are a DFX expert, I believe. So if there's any DFS takes today, is there anything off the top of your head? Is there a player you love, like a value out there you like?
I think from a under the radar standpoint, I'm really on the Saints this week. I've been on them all week. Tennessee can't stop the pass. And then there's some news, like we'll get into it, but like Cortland Sutton and Isaiah Likely are all popping up as potential value guys as well.
Awesome. Well, guys, let's hit some players that are out today. Well, wait, Jagger, how are you doing? You hanging in there?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm ready to be right or wrong. Yeah, I'm ready to be right or wrong. Just like Jeff said, I'm ready to hurt again. So
All right. Let's look at some players that are out today. We know these players are not going to be playing today. Cooper Kupp, he is on the IR, so he will be out for at least 4 weeks. Christian Watson, DJ Shark for the Panthers, John Mechie, Devon Achane, and Tron Armstead. So none of those players will be playing today. And then let's take a look at some players that are not expected to play today. Mark Andrews, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Parker, and Zach Moss. Now, there's a lot of news out there about Mark Andrews not starting. How do you guys feel about Isaiah Likely today in place of Mark Andrews if he does not start? Jagger, what do you think?
To me, there's only a handful of tight ends that you're going to be starting over. And we have more than enough validation that anytime Mark Andrews is out and Isaiah Likely is in, that they're going to utilize him and he can produce. And I know some people are worried, well, Greg Roman's not there. Well, if you've watched Georgia, Todd Monken knows how to use his tight ends as well. So it's wheels up for Likely if you're one of the poor, unfortunate souls who did not survive the tight end apocalypse.
Perfect. All right, some players that are expected to play today. George Kittle, Romeo Doubs, Darren Waller is expected tonight, even though he was limited and popped up on the injury report. And Ramondre Stevenson also expected to play today. Marquise Brown, Zach Evans, Odell Beckham Jr., even though I spelled it Odell Heckham Jr., we're going to fix that. Breece Hall and Adam Thielen will all be out there. Guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. But I say, guys, let's just get into the questions. All right, let's see. First question here this morning. Bruce, I've been looking at this picture all day. Given the Andrews news, which 2 wide receivers to start in standard? DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, or Zay Flowers? Jeff, what do you think?
So I'm playing DJ Moore. I think that we've seen enough from the preseason to think that he's going to be the primary option for the Chicago offense. I probably lean Ayuk in this matchup just because I'd like to see this Ravens offense once before I really feel fully trusted in Flowers. I like Flowers quite a bit, and I think that he had another guy that had some preseason steam on him, but we've seen Ayuk produce at a wide receiver 1 near wide receiver 1 level. I think that maybe that Pittsburgh San Francisco game could turn into a little bit of back and forth, but that's one where I would lean just kind of trust your pre-draft rankings there as opposed to kind of relaxing on the injury news just off of week 1.
Yeah, would it surprise anyone if Baltimore just ran the ball 35 times to beat Houston?
No, not at all. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if they get up by 21 and it's like the Justice Hill show and you're just kind of seeing these random guys that you're not even using.
They have the Bengals next week. What's the point? I would just play it safe in week 1.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. All right, Dane's in here this morning. PPR, Addison, Juju, or Mooney? Thanks. Jagger, what do you think? Which one of these 3 players would you start?
In that order, Addison, Juju, and Mooney. I really like Addison a lot. I think he's in the perfect situation to produce immediately. And the Vikings kind of have a softer matchup. We don't know what Juju and the Patriots are going to look like. We don't even know if they're going to have an actual offense because last year they elected not to. So I'm definitely going to go wheels up on Addison for that one.
Perfect. Do you guys agree, Jeff and Devin?
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where it depends on what you sort of have to evaluate your matchup. If you think that you're a favorite, I would go Juju because he's more likely to not bust. But Addison has a significantly higher ceiling. So if you think you're in a close matchup or you think you might be a little behind, I would go Addison and take the higher upside. But Juju does have a little bit more of a floor for me, at least.
I think Juju's a punt this week, to be honest, because they're playing the Eagles. And if you remember, there was the holding in the Super Bowl and then like the Valentine's Day thing where Juju was really rubbing it in on those Eagles defenders. I think Bradbury, I think those guys are not going to forget that. And I think that Juju's going to have a pretty tough day in this first game with the Patriots.
Yeah, he'd have a tough day if he wasn't a Patriots wide receiver. So it's just like, it's one of those things. I don't care what their name is. And I'm a Patriots fan. This is coming from years of hurt that like anytime we get a new receiver, I got to see like 4 games before I trust it because it's hard to gel in that offense. So
Perfect. All right, moving on. Arthur Ryan in PPR. I need an RB and a flex from Connor. I'm guessing that's Damian Pierce, Cortland Sutton, and Jahan Dotson. Thank you for your help. Devin, what do you think? He needs an RB and a flex. What are you going here?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up our new projections page, which for those Football Guys subscribers, you guys should go to them. We do have the ability to download CSVs, which is the first time that we've done it. So very exciting news for everybody out there, for our Football Guys subscribers. But if I'm just looking at our projections here, we have Connor 13.8. We have Pierce at 13.5. Sutton. Sorry, this is taking longer than it probably should, but I did want to just reference that page. Sutton is higher, and then Dotson. So I would go based on Football Guys projections for PPR this week. They're all within a point, so it's a really tough decision. But I would probably go James Conner and Cortland Sutton. I know that's going to hurt you, Joey, as the Damian Pierce fan, but I think Connor. I think Connor gets. I think Connor gets 4 or 5 catches because they have no one else to throw to. And then Sutton, obviously dependent on if Jerry Jeudy is out or in, but he's really the only guy that they got there. So I like those two barely. I mean, it's all really close between the 4 of them.
Perfect.
Believe it or not, Devin, I don't know. This is gonna be a long season with us because I feel like I've disagreed a couple of times. I like Dotson and Pierce on here. I think Dotson is someone that we're gonna see fully break out this season, and like I said, they got the soft matchup against the Cardinals, so I like that. And then I don't know, our boy Hutchinson Brown, he kind of sold me on starting Damian Pierce here lately, especially if they're going to use it in the passing game. Call it vibes, I guess, and not so much projections because I'm not a math boy, but I kind of like Pierce in this week. Sutton and Connor, I don't even see anymore in fantasy. Like I physically don't even know those names are there. So
I can't trust Sam Howell. So I want to see Sam Howell sort of like you said with the Patriots. I want to see how he does before I just put him in.
Fair.
That way. But I do like Dotson.
Yeah. David here, Mostert with a full load versus a bad run defense, or Madison full load versus tough run D. So between these two players, Raheem Mostert and Alexander Madison, which one of these guys you starting, Jeff? You get to go first.
Madison. I think Madison's got the dominant share in that backfield in Minnesota. And yeah, the Buccaneers were traditionally a tough run defense. I think we're just going to see a different Buccaneers team than what we've kind of come to expect. And I expect the Vikings to be icing that game a little bit with Madison.
As the Buccaneers fan, 0-17, and Caleb Williams is the goal. It's the goal at this point. Do you guys, Jagger and Devin, do you guys agree? Madison over Mostert?
I like Mostert, but Madison's the guy here. I do think Mostert's in a good spot, but Madison is just a more consistent. You know what you're getting a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of like you were saying earlier. Like Mostert's the upside play. Like let's say if you want to swing for the fences, go ahead. But Madison, I like the safety, and I don't even like Madison, so that's a big deal for me to compliment him.
Yeah, and I've got Madison at RB20 and Raheem Mostert actually at RB21. I moved him up this morning, so I'm in agreement with you guys. All right, David, James Conner, Jamal Williams, or Zay Flowers? Pick 2. Devin, what do you think?
You're giving me a lot of James Conner questions here. I'm taking the first 2. Again, I want to see. I don't know. I want to see Baltimore actually play before I just start putting Ravens all over the field just because Mark Andrews is out. Like, how many times did we see Mark Andrews have like 3 catches for 50 yards last year. And the rest of the offense like didn't just bump up to all of a sudden, like all the other secondary and tertiary wide receivers are all of a sudden popping. So I'm not overblowing the Andrews news. I think J.K. Dobbins gets a lot of work this week. I think the other running backs could. Lamar Jackson could. I'm taking the first 2 and just playing it safe.
I think Kansas City on Thursday night was a good lesson for people to reinforce for this season with Travis Kelce out. They didn't have 1 or 2 players that dominated looks. They just spread the ball around, and I expect that Baltimore will have some level of that as well.
All right, Muzzy Muzz. Hopefully I said that right. Half PPR. How do we feel about Luke Musgrave versus Dalton Kincaid? I'm not going to go to Jeff because he's the Bills fan, so he's biased on this. No, Devin, what do you think?
Luke Musgrave, I guess.
Okay.
Either one I feel great. Either one I feel great about.
I'm same boat as Devin. I was like, if I'm having to start either, I don't feel good because I drafted Kincaid as like my tight end 2 in a lot of places. But I think I'm gonna roll the dice with the upside and go Musgrave here. Just be like, this is one of the few times where we can play the vacated targets thing here because at least he's a good prospect, you know.
Are you guys
this is another illustrative point because Kincaid plays Monday night and Musgrave plays at 1:00 here today. And so sometimes just take the guy, if it's close, take the guy that you know is starting because we've seen things happen in the past randomly.
Absolutely. Andrew's in here saying it's good to be back. I agree. It is great to be back. Oh no, he said great to be back. So yeah, I'm full agreement with you there, Andrew. Sutton, Ayuk, or Addison? I think we already had that one as a wide receiver 3. Let's hit it one more time though. Addison.
Sutton for me.
Oh, yep. Sutton. So we have 2 Suttons and an Addison. And yep. I'm going to say Ayuk so that no one disagrees with me. Fantastic. All right. Ann in here. Good morning. Happy first Sunday. Happy first Sunday to you as well. Half point PPR, Mike Williams or Tyler Lockett? That's a juicy question. Jeff, what do you think?
Mike Williams or Tyler Lockett? I got Tyler Lockett there in that match. As much as I want pieces of the Miami Chargers game, and I guess it would probably be a little bit of a matchup play. If I am not a favorite in the matchup, maybe I play Williams just for maybe a higher ceiling. But I think with Jackson Smith and Jigba a little bit questionable, I play Tyler Lockett here.
Yep. Devin, what do you think?
Agreed.
Okay. Jagger, you on the same page there?
Yeah, it's a coin flip. I like them both either way. I know that's unhelpful, but
I think this Miami Chargers game's a trap. I think it's
really
everyone thinks it's going to be a huge scoring affair. You look at this total; it's only 51 points. Like everyone's acting like it's closer to 60. It's very much like the defenses aren't as bad as people think. The Chargers have had a good pass defense. Their run defense has been atrocious, but I think it could be a lower scoring game than people think.
Feels like we see that all the time. The home run, load up in this game always ends up
2 good offenses,
and then you've got these random games like I know you're on Saints Titans. Like you get these random games that people are kind of sleeping on, turn into like that's the one you really want.
Well, it's crazy, right? Because it's like 51 versus 47, and I know the sports books. I don't want to get into like all of that, but the difference between that's 4 points. Like we're not talking about like a massive difference here, and the range of outcomes is all over the place. And that's where, like, from a DFS side of things, you sort of have to sometimes just avoid the top end and go to those, like, second-tier games, which are just as likely to bust out into a 35-31 type game.
Absolutely. Kendall in here. Half PPR, Kittle or Likely? How much do we like Likely? We're about to find it out. Devin, what do you think? Kittle or Likely?
It's Kittle for me.
Okay.
Likely's fine, but
Kittle's the safe play. Like it's again, I'd probably play Kittle, even though that I think like 49ers might have a rude awakening against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Good morning, Rob. Gabe Davis or Jaden Reed? Jagger, what do you think?
Jaden Reed. I'm big. I guess I'm in the minority here. The throwback to Zay Flowers. These are both. I think Zay Flowers is better than Jaden Reed, obviously, but they're similar profiles of guys that can get open in space. And I like Jaden Reed even if Christian Watson wasn't there. So I like, to me, he's a PPR play. Gabe Davis. I don't know what that offense is going to be now with Dalton Kincaid. And to me, he's kind of boom or bust. So.
If
Jeff,
you're
where you at?
very far behind and you need like a 100-yard, 3-touchdown game, Gabe Davis is the guy. Otherwise, I would go Jaden Reed.
Perfect. All right. Good morning, Michael. Full PPR, Christian Kirk or Jamal Williams? Jeff, what do you think?
I'm probably going to lean on Jamal Williams as much as the Saints should probably be throwing the ball. I mean, Williams is going to get the entire rushing load there, and I feel like he's going to get a touchdown. So that's where I lean. And I think the Jaguars Colts game, that could be one that they're kind of icing for a lot of that game.
Perfect. All right. Adam, Vikings D, Steelers D, Falcons D, or Seahawks D? And PPR is very important in this question, Adam. So I'm really glad you included that. Devin, where are you at on the defense? Which DST would you like to play?
Can we get a wheel and just spin it? Like that should be like a segment. When
like every defense and kicker question, we're just
give me the Steelers. I guess I don't trust Brock Purdy at all. Like he was a 7th-round pick for a reason. He didn't look outside of the playoff game. He didn't look that great last year, and TJ Watt's still there. So I'll go Pittsburgh, I guess.
Perfect. All right, Philip. More likely to get a TD today. Javonte, Charbonnet, Bigsby, or Ramondre? Jagger, who's getting the TD today? Let me know.
Charbonnet.
Love it. Jeff, any?
I'm going to Ramondre, I think, is most likely to get a touchdown out of this group.
Agreed.
All right, the private pile. I wonder if he's in the military or if, anyways. Brandon Ayuk or Kenneth Walker, PPR? Devin, what do you think?
Kenneth Walker, I suppose.
Jagger, do you agree?
Yeah. I love Ayuk, but again, I'm not like the Steelers are a pretty stout team this year.
Okay, good morning, Chris. Do you trust Darren Waller today? Jeff Bell, do you trust Darren Waller today?
I don't know that I ever trust Darren Waller, but I make sure that you have a backup play. Just, Ferguson's out there, maybe Kincaid's out there, maybe Dawson Knox is just a desperation pivot, or Tyler Conklin. But you need to make sure you have a backup. You're going with Waller, but I think Waller is still one of the best tight ends on the slate.
Devin, would you think about? Go ahead, Jagger. Sorry about that, buddy.
I was like, you kind of have to. There's only like 3, top tight ends left. You got like Pitts, Waller, and then now we're in the Dookie range where you try not to be at in tight end because, again, it's been an apocalypse this weekend. So,
yeah, it depends what your other options are, but Waller should be fine.
Jagger, how do you feel about Cam Akers? Morning, John.
The Seahawks, they're an okay defense. They're not the Seahawks of old, and the Rams have nobody else. So you're playing them in the flex if anything. Like hopefully you've got other running backs because I just don't like the Rams in general. But how do you not like Akers? Again, this with running back, you chase volume, and I think he's a guy that's set up for a lot of volume.
Devin, how you feeling about Akers today?
Not great. Depends what your other options are, but I mean, look, if you drafted him for a reason, you drafted him probably as your running back 2, maybe your 3. There's not that many options. So like, it depends I go back to, it depends what your other options are, but I don't feel great about him. I don't feel terrible about him, but 60 yards, maybe 70 yards at most.
Would you be shocked to see the Rams playing from behind and Kyron Williams being the back that's getting a lot of reps, especially in the second half of that game as a passing back?
Yes, because of Sean McVay's history of that. Like it doesn't have a long history of switching between them. So I would be a little bit surprised, but nothing with this Rams team that it seems like they're one of the teams vying for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes at the moment.
All right, Chris has got a deep question for us. Savon Ahmed or Quentin Johnson today in PPR? Devin, where are you going?
Oh God. Those are 2 names that I hadn't even thought about this week. I'm going back to the projections page. That's going to tell us what to do. So Ahmed or Quentin Johnson, PPR. Quentin Johnson is 1.5 points higher than Ahmed. So I'm trusting Football Guys and going with Johnston.
Perfect.
I'm going Ahmed. I'm going to go pivot on that one because I think we're going to be a split backfield a little bit in Miami. And I covered the Chargers for the training camp reports, and I wouldn't be surprised if Johnson's wide receiver 4 right now.
Carl Benson in here. Good morning, Carl, saying Cup. I agree.
Yeah.
Alex Smith. Welcome, Alex. Thanks for tuning into us. That's great that you're here today with us. PPR, J.K. Dobbins or Terry McLaurin? Now, that's a good question. Jeff, where are you going, Dobbins or McLaurin?
Dobbins, I think, but there was a report that Dobbins might see more of a limited workload than what you're kind of expecting in a ramp up. But then at the same time, McLaurin is just off that turf toe. So Dobbins gives you just a little bit more safety, I think, in a good matchup against Houston.
Yeah, I think if Dobbins is out there today, he's a must start for me.
This is the easiest one that we've had all day. It's J.K. Dobbins for me. He's like a top
Excellent.
6 running back for me this week.
Perfect. Good morning, Jacob. Thomas or OBGA? Thank you. I love your avatar, Jacob.
Is that Michael Thomas?
Let's say it's Michael Thomas or Odell Beckham Jr. Devin, what do you think?
Michael Thomas this week. I'm all over the Saints.
Jagger, you there too?
Yeah, I get. Like, do you have anybody else? Because that's what I would like. But Michael Thomas.
Just my one point about Michael Thomas. Last year, in the 2 games he played, he had 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Like when he plays and when he's healthy, he still can show he's a very good receiver.
How many years ago was that though? I don't remember.
Was that last year? I think it was last year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played the first 2 games last year and he got hurt and then missed the rest of it. He didn't play in 2021.
7 in here. Better Superflex start this week after the Devontae Parker and Christian Watson news. Jordan Love or Mac Jones? Jagger. Oh,
I love Mac Jones and the Patriots, sadly, but it's Jordan Love. This is the easiest one, I think, that even with the injury news, Jordan Love still has a better receiving core than Mac Jones does, like a better offense. So
now he did say Superflex. Is this one of those situations with these 2 quarterbacks listed here? You might actually look at starting a running back, a wide receiver, or a tight end instead of one of these guys? Or would you still rather roll the quarterback in the Superflex spot?
Still roll Jordan Love over.
Okay.
I mean, because you're talking about your 6th or 7th best running back or wide receiver.
Dane is thanking us for the love. You're very welcome, Dane. Anytime. PPR, DJ Moore or Drake London? Welcome, Draco.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. That's right. All right. Joshua's in here with us this morning. Good morning, Joshua. Raheem Mostert or Brian Robinson, full PPR? Devin will come to you.
Raheem Mostert. I really like him this week. I think that he's when he's playing and when he has a workload. I know we talk about Salvin Ahmed, but Raheem Mostert's a 5-yard per carry guy over his career. So I really like Mostert this week in a pretty good matchup.
Jagger, how you feeling?
Brian Robinson for me. I think Arizona is like the streamer defense this year. They're both split backfields. At least I know that one split backfield's down to 2, and Brian Robinson's a guy that's probably going to be getting the goal line touches.
All right, get your pen and paper out for this one, guys. Pick 4: Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, Rashad Bateman, Mike Williams, Jahan Dotson, or Marquise Brown. So maybe the better way to do this is which 2 are you not going to start?
I'm not starting Hollywood. Scratch Hollywood right away.
That's a safe play.
Yep. Hollywood and Bateman would be the 2 that I'm not playing.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that. Yep. So go Godwin's, Higgins, Williams, and Dotson. All right. We diagnosed that real well, guys. Good job all around. Golf claps. Seth, well, good morning. In a PPR, flexing ETN or Javonte? I'd go to ETN. Jeff, what'd you do? What would you do?
ETN, yes.
Okay. Yep. All right. Oscar, good morning. Zay Flowers or Brandon Cooks? PPR. Full PPR. Devin, what do you think?
This might be the one exception where I go Zay Flowers.
Okay.
Agree.
Jagger, would you go Cooks?
No, always Zay Flowers.
Beautiful.
I'm the Flowers guy.
He's got it on his shirt. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Season long, half PPR flex, Cortland Sutton or my favorite player, Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, I think.
Did you just say that because I said he's my favorite player? Just kidding.
I'm on Sutton right now because I think Sutton with Judy questionable is ready to get off to a hot start. And this could be one that I think you have Sutton early. You can trade him potentially for Mike Evans in a month and get plus on top of that, I think.
Morning, Tomahawk. Tank Dell or Elijah Moore PPR? Jagger, which side you heading here?
Elijah Moore for right now. Next week we could be talking about Tank Dell, but it's a bird in the hand than the devil I know. So
beautiful. I think we're all in agreement there. Eric, Deshaun Watson or Anthony Richardson? for a PPR quarterback, which one of those quarterbacks is going to get the receptions today, guys? Which one would you start?
Oof.
It goes back to it depends on your matchup. I think that if you need consistency, then I'd go Deshaun. But if you need to swing for the fences, I'd go Richardson just because we don't know what this guy is. He didn't look great in the preseason. Like he has the rushing upside, but if he doesn't score a rushing touchdown, he could have a 7-point day.
All right. Anthony's at a different type of fantasy league. Choose 2 fighters, Brees Hall, Cam Akers, or Khalil Herbert. Which 2 of these fighters are you picking, Jeff?
I think Brees and Akers. I like Herbert, but I don't know. I just kind of do where you drafted him at this point.
Jagger, how you feeling?
I guess I'm just gonna lean into my bias, guys. It's Brees and Herbert for me. I don't like Akers, and I never have, and I don't know when I ever will.
Justin Herbert's not winning a fight against any of these guys.
No, that's fair.
All right. Tommy in here. London or Sutton? The Tommy Llama. Jeff, where are you going there?
I have London ahead of Sutton right now.
Okay. All right. Any thoughts on Lawrence or Geno Smith? Devin, which one would you rather play today, Lawrence or Geno?
Trevor Lawrence. I think he's in for a big week this week.
Yeah, perfect.
The Colts secondary is one of the worst in the NFL.
Yeah.
Jagger, start 1 at flex. Sutton, Deion Jackson, Jahan Dotson, or Brees Hall. You only get to start 1.
Dotson. I don't know what Brees is going to do the week 1. So I wouldn't be mad if you started a Hall though.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Hey guys, pick 1 flex. Cam Akers or Christian Kirk. Jeff, pick one of those guys.
If you need safety, Akers. If you need upside, Kirk.
Devin, you agree? Jaggers.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Yeah, now I like Akers. This is a scenario I like Akers.
All right. Morning, Frank. Gerald Everett, Luke Musgraves, or Dalton Kincaid, half PPR. Devin, which one of those 3 are you going to start as your tight end?
I don't feel great about it. I guess I'll go Luke Musgraves.
Jagger, what are you thinking?
Same, Musgrave. I'm going to swing for the fences. So,
all right. Higbee or Njoku? It's going to be Higbee for me. Jagger, what do you think?
Higbee. He's safe. It's ugly, but he's safe.
Yeah.
Depends if it's PPR or not for me. I think Higbee's fine in PPR, and Njoku, I think, has a better chance of scoring a touchdown.
All right. RL in here. PPR flex. Good morning. Godwin, Jamal Williams, Dobbins, or is that Hawkins? Yeah, it's Hawkinson. Jeff, what are you thinking? Get to pick one of them.
Man, if you got Hawkins in your flex, bless you. That what you got it in tight end situation. But heads up, I think that I do lean probably Hawkinson here.
Dobbins for me.
Dobbins for me.
Noah flying the flag for us. Let's fire the cannons too. Chris Godwin or Amari Cooper? Devin, will come to you.
Give me the better quarterback. I'll go Amari Cooper.
Same.
Mix up with another question. Hey guys, pick 1 flex spot, full PPR. Cam Akers, Christian Kirk, Mike Evans, Brian Robinson, or Alan Lazard. This first time Lazard's name has popped up in here today. Get to pick 1 flex, guys. Jagger, which one are you going to take as your flex?
Brian Robinson's safe. I like Mike Evans for the upside. I think I lean Brian Robinson for a flex spot.
Devin, how you feel?
I like Kirk if you're shooting for the stars. Brian Robinson, I think, if you want to be safe.
Jeff, Romeo Doubs or James Cook?
James Cook all day.
James Cook. All right. Michael Thomas or Antonio Gibson, full PPR, Devin?
This one's easy. It's Michael Thomas. Can't quit the Saints. They're going to score 10 points this week just because I've literally been on them since Wednesday. But, it's Michael Thomas.
All right, Jagger. Damian Pierce or Zay Flowers? I know you love Zay Flowers. Do you love him more than Damian Pierce?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a tough matchup for Pierce. So as much as I love Damian Pierce, and I'll fly pink Damian Pierce shirt every day of the week. It's a tough matchup for him for sure. All right, Dame, that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah, let's not spam in the post. We had to time somebody out.
we did. Yeah. Thanks for whoever caught that.
I
Season
got
long PPR, James Cook or Najee Harris? Jeff, how far does your James Cook love go? Is it better than Najee?
James Cook over Najee.
Let's
There
go.
was a report that it's
Whoa.
expected a split
Whoa.
backfield in the Steelers this week, and so I'm taking James Cook over Najee.
Season long as well?
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. Love it.
I'm the Cook guy.
All right. Dustin in here. Good morning, Dustin. Jordan Addison or Terry McLaurin?
Jordan
Terry
Addison.
McLaurin.
Ooh. Jeff, be the tiebreaker.
Addison for upside, McLaurin for safety.
And way to play a safety comment there, Jeff, to not get either of the other co-hosts mad at you. All right.
As long as you don't say something bad about the Saints, like we're cool.
I just noticed that me and Devin, like, I'm just like, take risk it all. And the Devin's like, no, like he's like reeling it in.
We're
It's all about shooting for the stars, and I get it.
We're gonna have a fun season, that's for sure. All right, full PPR. Start 2 running backs. Jagger, Miles Sanders, Alexander Madison, or Rashad White. Which one of those 2 are you starting?
Sanders and Madison. I don't know what
Okay.
the Buccaneers are going to look like on the ground, and Rashad White wasn't that great when he had much better situation. So
I am very worried about the Bucs offensive line this year.
Yeah.
It's scary for me. Hopefully it's good next year for, once again, Caleb Williams. And Andy's in here. Good morning, Andy. Oh, and Renee is with them. They share an account. How beautiful is that? Michael Thomas or Tyler Lockett, full PPR. Jeff, where are you going on this?
Lockett on this one. I'm sorry, Devin. Don't.
No, I agree. This is the one. I can't be too crazy here.
Bob Dude's in here. Jagger, Deion Jackson.
definitely. Oh, different
Or
one. Sorry.
DeAndre Swift. You're on a different one?
Oh yeah, DeAndre Swift for me.
Okay.
I'm not ready to quit Swift just yet. So ask me next week.
Perfect. All right. Leonardo Flores is in here. Taysom Hill, Irv Smith Jr., Hayden Hurst, Cade Otton, or Tyler Conklin. Really testing my my tight end knowledge there on the names, but I hit them all right, so I get a gold star. Where are you going, Jeff Bell?
Taysom Hill, I think comfortably. I think he's going to be the running back 2 for the Saints. I think they're going to be very involved there, so I'd take Taysom.
Devin?
I'm not going to spend time on these guys. No, I think I think Taysom's risky, but he certainly has the upside. I would probably look at Hayden Hurst or Irv Smith, but again, it just depends on your matchup. I think if you're swinging for the fences, go Taysom Hill.
For DFS, I do like Hayden Hurst a little bit. I like his value. Yeah, you think he's gonna be popular today?
He'll be like the 6th highest tight end this
Okay.
week, something like that. So, yeah.
The Mark Andrews news coming in, I think, dropped down Tyler Higbee from a slam dunk chalk to like now he's going to be chalk, but not so much.
Yeah, it's likely Musgraves, and then it'll probably be Higbee, and then a couple other guys in there too. But people aren't going to be spending up. Hawkinson might get a little bit popular just because he's the only top end guy. But yeah, those are the top 3 that'll be popular value plays.
Excellent. Harlan in here. Brees Hall or Dalvin Cook? Jagger, where are you going?
Dalvin Cook for right now.
Dalvin Cook. All right.
I'll go Brees Hall, I guess, just to be different.
I want to encourage the listeners real quick that if you're seeing injury news pop up while we're doing this, please drop it in the chat because, we're trying to be engaged and answer the questions, but this is where you can participate and throw it in there too if you're seeing stuff come up, and we'd love that.
Here's your chance to be Adam
call.
Schefter.
Great call out, guys. Joseph, Deion Jackson or Nico Collins at the flex? Devin, what are you thinking?
Deion Jackson. I think he's going to be with Zach Moss likely out. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out, but Jackson should get – I'm not an Evan Hall guy, so give me Jackson.
Okay. Jagger, Addison or Pittman?
Addison. It's ugly, but Addison. And again, like it's pretty much stay away from Colts wide receivers if you can until we know anything different.
I think Pittman here because I still think KJ Osborne's going to be very involved, and I can see Addison being the 3rd or 4th priority in that target tree right now.
Agreed.
to start the season? Or is that like season long?
Start season. I think he'll move up, but he's always going to be, I think, behind Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson's going to command so much of it.
Yeah. All right, Darius is in here. Good morning, Darius. Dalvin Cook or Khalil Herbert in the RB2? And is Nico Collins serviceable in the flex? Devin, what are you thinking?
I would play those two guys over Nico Collins.
Yep.
But I would go Khalil Herbert just because it's a more defined, well, I think it's a more defined role. I think the Bears look pretty good this week.
Jagger looked terrified when you said that. I like the reaction there.
Yeah.
All right. Pippin and Gaiman in here. Well, and he's got Mike Trout there. CJ Stroud or Kenny Pickett in the Superflex. Jagger, which one of those quarterbacks do you like better today?
It's easy. It's Pickett. I don't have enough Pickett myself. I think he looks good this year.
Excellent. Adam, good morning, Adam. Brian Robinson, Michael Pittman, or Brees Hall? Jeff, which one of those three, if you get to start one in the flex?
Probably Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson, I think.
All right. We got about 10 minutes left here today, guys. But then remember, after us, there's going to be about a 15-minute break. And then at 11:30, Dave Kluge, Alfredo Brown, and Adam Hutchinson will be answering all of your questions, just like we are here today, but they'll have a little more context. All right. Smoothie King 99, half PPR, need a flex with high upside. You started Tony. I'm sorry. Good. Dalvin Cook, Hollywood Brown, or Jonathan Mingo? I'd go Dalvin Cook. Jagger, where are you heading on this one?
Same, Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. Deion Jackson, Nico Collins, or Mike Williams at the flex? It's an easy Mike Williams for me, Jeff.
Yes.
A lot of nods. Love it when everyone's nodding. All right, we got that one already, Adam. Thanks for. All right. Francis, Likely or Schultz? Devin, Isaiah Likely or Dalton Schultz? Where are you heading today?
Give me Isaiah Likely, I guess. As an Ohio State fan and I'm wearing it right now. I'm not a CJ Stroud. Like, I don't think he's going to take over right away. I think it's going to take some time. So,
the team that's more likely to score 28 points versus the team more likely to score 10 points. So.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. All right. Superflex 12 team start. James Cook, Jamal Williams, Zay Jones, Marvin Mims, or JSN. Jagger, where are you going? You get one of these guys as a flex start.
Jamal Williams for safety, Zay Flowers for upside.
Beautiful. Love it. All right, Devin. PPR, pick one running back in Dynasty. Gus Bus, Deontay Foreman, or Savon Ahmed. So you got to get one of these guys on your Dynasty team.
Can I just defer to Jeff on Dynasty?
You know what? I should have gone to Jeff for this one, shouldn't I? I should have had the foresight.
I don't think beyond 1 week. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Ahmed here. And I know that in most Dynasty rankings, he's going to be third on this, but he had a great preseason. And with Devon Achane being out and the questionable health of the rest of that Dolphins backfield, I really think Ahmed's going to be very involved this season.
Awesome. Good morning, Tyler. Devin, Javonte Williams or Khalil Herbert?
Javonte.
No.
I think that one's pretty easy.
Excellent. All right. Rick in here. Good morning, Rick. Pick one overall, 1 point running back, tight end. Zach Charbonnet, Juwan Johnson, and then a half. I guess the wide receivers would get half a point per reception. That's what he's saying here. Okay. James Cook or Zay Jones. Okay. I thought it might have been Zay Flowers as well. So we get one of these players. Is Charbonnet for you guys?
Yeah.
No.
Agreed.
Jeff?
I probably go Zay Jones, to be honest with you. Maybe Brandon Cooks, but I'm a little bit nervous because Charbonnet's listed behind Dallas, DJ Dallas on that Seattle depth chart right now. And I think it could be a muddled mess behind maybe Kenneth Walker taking almost all the carries.
That is Brandon Cooks. My apologies there.
Don't put that evil on me, Jeff.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I just lay it down as I see it. I have to be wrong.
I think that's just like a third down receiving back type thing with Dallas, but who knows?
All right. Nuz in here. Hello. I got to start one for my league. Do I got Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith, DeAndre Hopkins, Deebo Samuel, or Calvin Ridley? Jagger, where are you going between those four guys?
Calvin Ridley this week. I like he's got the highest ceiling and a pretty safe floor, to be honest. Because Devin was saying, the Colts are terrible in the secondary. So
Devin, how you feeling?
Is this a 16
Very nice.
league?
Yeah, I was going to say those are very nice options for having.
I'm going Devonta Smith.
Ridley for me.
Right. Yeah. Harlan, we already got that one. Alfredo saying 4 handsome gentlemen. I can't even listen to the lineup advice. I'm too distracted. Thanks, Alfredo. You're not so bad yourself, but not as good
he's
as
the
us.
guy. Yeah, he's got that Lego hair, dude. That, like, he comes up every morning and it's like, "Doop." It's like perfection.
I did a bunch of shows with Alfredo over the summer, and I had to like kind of mess my hair up a little bit because I didn't want to, come off like that. All right, Brian Robinson or J.K. Dobbins. Jagger, where are you going, buddy?
Dobbins.
All right. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that. KL is very excited. Mostert over Herbert with 2 question marks, not just one. I would go Raheem Mostert over Khalil Herbert.
Yeah.
You guys in agreement? Awesome. All right. Deion Jackson, Nico Collins, Mike Williams at the flex. Did we already get this one?
I feel like we did.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, it's Mike Williams. It's pretty
Make sure our answers are consistent. So
yeah. All right, PPR flex. Deontay Johnson, Brandon Ayuk, or Zay Flowers. Jagger. Where are you heading here?
Deontay Johnson for me, then Zay, then Ayuk.
Deontay for
And then
me.
Alfredo's throwing in here. His start of the week is Raheem Mostert. And as a Dolphins fan, there's absolutely no bias there, but it's a good start.
Raheem must start.
He's in my
Yeah,
DFS
there
right
it
up.
is.
So, my primary one.
All right. Tight end premium question here. Devin, Pat Freiermuth, Luke Musgraves, or Isaiah Likely if Andrews is out?
Freiermuth for me. I think he has the most consistent role, and if it's a premium, I'm assuming that means 1.5 points per reception. I want the guy who's more likely, not likely, but that was a bad pun.
We accept those here, so that's okay.
Freiermuth is more likely than likely to catch more passes.
Perfect. Tyler, is he crazy to start Odell over Waddle and Ridley and Johnson?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
I think
Yes.
you would be not well.
Don't
to
do that.
Yeah. 10-person league. Jeff Bell, London, Akers, or McLaurin. Who are you flexing there?
Drake London.
Terry McLaurin.
Shouldn't have put this one up there, but I did. So we're going to answer the question. Take the chance with Darren Waller or Mayer instead. Jagger, real quick, so I can get the picture off the screen.
Darren Waller for sure. Darren Waller for sure.
Sorry, Joe.
I had another comment, but I lost focus.
Is that my first? That's my first. Sorry, Joe. There it is on my first show here. Oh, wow. All right, Jeffrey. Zay Flowers or Khalil Herbert? Jeff, since his name is Jeff, you get to answer this question.
Herbert for safety, Flowers for upside.
Jagger?
Same answer.
No, Devin seems like he's agreeing on it there. James Cook, Raheem Mostert, half point PPR, half PPR flex.
You found the
Devin.
limit on my James Cook love. I do have Monster ahead of him this week.
I was going to ask, where's the cliff?
All right. Dwayne's got a terrible situation with Jerry Jeudy likely out. In PPR, he needs one of Robert Woods, Sterling Shepard, or Mecole Hardman. And greetings from Toronto. Go Argonauts.
I go Hardman.
This is a terrible situation
here, and I think he's going to be. We've heard rumors that he's going to be pretty involved in this Jets offense, and so I think he's got the biggest upside because he gets 1 60-yard touchdown. I don't think the other two can do that.
All right, we're gonna rapid fire here for the last couple minutes. Isaiah Likely or Gerald Everett? Just shout it out.
Likely.
Love it. Everett or Ferguson?
Ferguson.
Everett.
Brian Robinson or J.K. Dobbins?
Dobbins.
Rashad White, Raheem Mostert, or Sutton in PPR?
Sutton.
Mostert.
All right. In the flex, Kincaid or Addison? It's gonna be Addison for me. What do you guys think?
Addison without any sort of tight end premium.
And guys, that's going to be it for us today. Remember, in about 15 minutes, Dave Kluge, Alfredo Brown, and Adam Hutchinson will be back. Make sure to check out our weekly rankings over at Football Guys. They're 100% free right now, featuring Sigmund Bloom, Dave Kluge, Alfredo Brown, and Jeff Bell. And the link you can find in the description for this video. Guys, great first show together. Can't wait to see you next week. And remember, 15 minutes from now, Dave, Alfredo, and Adam will be in here answering your questions. Everybody, have a great week one.
Thanks, guys.